When we claim battle between our own two nations, the rift unveiled, bringing us to total war. Aliens reached towards us, including hamsters.
Party rock!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another demonstration of Canucka's macro assist mod and Skylink's macro complication. A connection and gathering of all macros in the game of Heroes of Newerth. Now, before we get started, I thought we'd recognize the credits for Skylinks and Canucka. Please recognize them in everything that they have done. Everyone who has made a mod, everyone who has made a macro, please give them credit for everything that they deserve, for they are great people of this community. Now, please recognize, while getting started, that some of these macros are naughty, and spamming them can result in an account ban, but people take risks. Now, getting started, you are required to get Canucka's Macro Assist mod, a mod for Heroes of Newerth. There's a link in the description of the video for the download link for the Macro Assist mod. This mod includes features for all chat macros, lines 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Team chat macros, chat assist macros. It gives you some examples. But the connection this has with Skylink is that Canuck did not want to make a macro binding help thread. However, he does give you some examples of getting started. He gives you some examples of macros. He shows you the change log and gives you credits. And please, again, recognize those and give people credit. Back to Skylinks. The gathering of all macros. He gives you hints. He gives you a short little description of how to get started. Now, when you download the Macro Assist by Canuck, there's another description in the video. All things Heroes of Newerth. You also must get the Han Mod Manager. It's in the forum. It's in the link. This will go to Han Mod Manager in Heroes of Newerth forum. Hanmon Modification Manager 1.3.6. It is used to compile all the mods that you want to use in the game. Download it, read the installation and usage. It gives you some notes regarding the run for Linux. I hate Macs. Troubleshooting. Now the key with all this is the Macro Assist mod is in the .han mod format. Macro Assist HonMod file format. Please recognize the elements and attributes of this mod, remarks and version, and the source code, and give special thanks. Now, when you go to YouTube, you'll be looking up Heroes of Newerth's chat macro mod. Of course, you won't see anything except my video. Now, of course, you'll want to know how to make glowy and colored letters in Heroes of Newerth because you want to use that for your macros. There are some add-ons, videos of different mods, but this one's the best. All thanks to Canuck and Skylinks. Now, when you go to his page, there's codes. Recognize that there's an emote. When you click under Show, there is the code. While in Heroes of Newerth, in the options, this is what you'll see in the Macro Assist mod. This is the form you'll see it in. This is just a picture, but it'll look like this. The code that you want to paste in line by line is this right here. This is glowing. This is the emote to get it started. It can also be a chat all or a team chat. Up arrow and W is what you'll be using mostly. Many, hundreds and thousands of macros. A to Z. Make sure you go through the forum page. There are many others that haven't been listed in the topic or the thread. The last one, me, myself, Amura, has posted to a boss macro, Here's an example of two that you might not see unless you go through all the forums pages. And here's a monk macro that I've posted. Skylinks is very good at recognizing your hard work and will perhaps load them in the topic as long as he updates it. Now, going back to Han top modifications. There are many other mods. When you load the mod manager, when you download it, you need to make sure you put it in your Heroes of Newerth folder. I have Windows 7, local disk 86, Heroes of Newerth, game, mods. This is where you put the mod. This is where you put macro assist. This is where you put that file. Right there. Go back. Mod manager will go right here in your Heroes of Newerth folder. You will load it. There's another system called hanmodman.exe. Not as good of a system, but it still works. Now, this is how it will load. Canuck gives you an idea of how it looks. Right here. Each icon is a different mod that was loaded in the mods file. This one up here, game mods. All of these are loaded with the icons. Macro Assist by Canuck is the one you're looking for. Check it. File, apply mods, and launch. Apply mods should all work. Here are some other ones. Other mods to look at in the description: X Shop, Mini UI, Respawn Timers, Barter Uniframes, X Stats, and many others. Range indicators. And the best all alternate hero models pickers. A long description of just saying that you get to pick the alternate avatar in the game. It does work, however recently it hasn't been updated and has been discontinued. Kind of sad. You can still download the code, but you cannot get the .hanmod file anymore. Customization of Heroes of Newerth, that's what it looks like in the mod manager. Of course, when I click on it, it will not work if I try to apply mods. It's a good one, it just needs to be updated. I have so many mods now that I just take them for granted. They just combine so well with the game that it just makes the game that much better. You can also go to a Bang. When you look up Heroes of Newerth mods, the first one you'll probably see is Bang, Mia Smurf, Uniframes, a bunch of Bang mods. Those haven't been updated either. So, going back to Mod Manager, when you apply, you of course have to go into the game, go back to the complication page, pick up your code, run the game, and get started. Here we go. So, when you start your game, this is the key right here. Pay attention closely. You go to Options, top left. Bunch of other settings, but you want to go down to Mods. Macro Assist is the one you're looking for. Since this is spamming, any lines 2 through 5 need to have a delay in milliseconds. 65 is default. For 6-liners, you need 400, 320, or 350 in milliseconds. Now, of course, while you're in game, you want to randomize what macro happens, because you will probably have so many macros, so you don't want to have each one bound to a certain key on your keyboard, because you won't have any keys left. So for 5-liners, sets 1 through 3, 4 through 5, and 7 through 9, down here, 1 through 9, you could set the macros in those lists to be acceptable for the random set bound by a key. Here it's 6, 4, and 5. In these sets, you get a bunch of them. This is where you put your code. And of course you can enable it for the randomization. Or you can bind to your own key that you want. I've done that for my chat macro, my monk. Now, to do the coding, let's go to 5.5, set 5, dumped on. When you click on it, when you go through, scrolling through, you'll notice that the mouse kind of lags. It jumps back and forth. There's a reason. When you look at the code, you'll notice that there's many other keys in there, distinguishing colors and glows. Well, in these lines, they don't show up. However, the mouse picks them up. This is exactly what it'll look like in the game. You always need to put emote, /emote, or /all, or /team, and then you put the code in, but then all the coding will disappear and only the letters and what happens to the letters shows up. So for instance, we'll go down to 6. Here's a cheap example. Here's an example of coloring. Always use the up arrow for distinguishing of colors. Shift 6 is where the up arrow is. R is a color. O, P, L, V, T, Y, G. Many other ones, self-explanatory. R is red. O is, I don't know what it is. B, I forgot B. B is blue. P is purple. L, I don't know. V, violet. T is teal. Y is yellow. White. There's plenty of other ones. But don't put spaces in between them. In these lines, in this macro assist, don't put the lines. I just did white. I just did yellow. I just did blue. And see how it skips there? Now to do glowing, don't put spaces. White, up arrow, colon. However, you can also do this. Whoops. For red. If you don't put any spaces, it'll glow white. However, once you put a glow, you can actually put the glow right after the word emote, leave a space, put it in there, and then everything behind it will glow. But once a glow has started, you can actually put an up arrow and put an R, whatever color you want, just don't actually leave a space, and it will still keep glowing. It'll glow that color. That's a simple little demonstration of how to do colors and how to bind and randomly set them in the game. And of course, when you get into a game, you can reach the options and configurations for the chat macro is on the top right, menu options, down to mods, macro assist, configuration, and here are all the line settings, and you can change macros as you please. Then you can continue back in the game. Another quick few mods is the mini map has been updated. This is just a practice round, so there's the test menu. You can max out your levels, get a bunch of gold. You can spawn other characters like Aluna, and then she dies, and then you can make fun of her. And then another one is automatic level ability. Now, when you click on this when you're at level 1, that's your first ability that you get. Now, for the next level, see this right here, when I reach level 2, I will be able to upgrade one of my abilities again. But if I want to have it automatically do that, I can click above here to get one of these. Now, this level, you get level 6. So I'll click on this one and see how the 3 pops up. And then I can do this one, and then this one, and I can go back and forth. And then this one. And then all these will upgrade. So if I spawn a couple more people, see, it automatically went to this level. If I do it again, it automatically does that level. And of course, you can always go into the shop and go in bottom right and hit auto level abilities. And then according to this guide in the top right, you will automatically get those levels when you reach that level. You will automatically get that ability when you reach that level. And the next thing I really quickly want to show you is how to spam an ability. You know how you'll see a Behemoth or Emerald Warden just sit there and spam an ability? Or Amu-Ra do this? It's a lot simpler than you think. Just press Q, or W, or E, or R, or whatever hotkeys you have your ability set to. Click down when you have it selected, and then quickly press S to cancel. And then you can do that over again. And then do rapidly clicking between Q, clicking your left mouse button, and clicking S to cancel. And of course, using the test, you can quickly just level up. and buy a bunch of items. Terrible items for Amu-Ra. But you get the point. Ladies and gentlemen, I've decided to show you a no stats game. I know you were looking forward to watching Amu-Ra, but I played Draconis, and trust me, this game is way interesting. Jump macro. And the unicorn stampede! Happy macroing, everybody. Happy macroing.